And yes, we are live. It is day 2. Who is excited? I am excited because, yes, Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro is about to get even more lit. If you've been here, you were here yesterday, I am sure that that we don't joke, right? Yes, tell everybody that it's about to actually go down today at Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Yesterday was awesome. In one word, in the comment section, tell me, how was yesterday? How was yesterday? Just in one word. In one word. In one word. Somebody sent a chat to me and said, I've been attending Sex Educate for many years now. This is my 4th year. When I was about to register, I was asking myself, what else we could be saying? But here we are. And I was live in that class and I was wondering to myself, have I really been attending Sex Educate Like a Pro challenge? And yes, that's what Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro challenge is about. And by the way, you don't attend any course, whether it's something you attended last year, attend again, and it's the same thing, never. Because knowledge is always fluid, right? It's always changing. It's always very dynamic. There are different issues to talk about. Some people said revealing, or some enlightening, educative, anointing, impactful. I love it. I love it. I love it. At the time yesterday, we had about 2K people. As of this morning, 5,000 people have watched the live session for Module 1. That shows us that we can cook for the world, and the world might not be able to finish it. Yes, and we're here today live again. Module 2 is Coach Ebuka. Coach Ebuka is a founder of Save the Boys Initiative and Boys Leadership Academy, where boys are raised. Coach Ebuka is the foremost boys coach in Africa. And you want to actually get ready, get ready for today and listen to Coach Ebuka. We're going to be, talking about gender dysphoria. We're going to be talking about the how do you have the LGBTQ conversations. One of the things Okay, so sorry about that. We had a temporary hitch. All right. Yes, it was frozen for a bit. Thank you so much for being patient. Okay. All righty. So, who is site? Is it my network or yes? It's not any. It is the network. It is the network that we find ourselves here, and I'm sure that a lot of you would have noticed that I'm seated right in my office. All right, Coach Ebuka is in the building, and Coach Ebuka is going to be sharing with us, the insight on day 2 of Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. How many of you have been able? How many of you have been able, right, to download their worksheets, make use of it? For your information, your worksheet is for you. There are daily worksheets every day, right, that gives you access to actually be able to look at different aspects of the teaching. There is also a worksheet for day 2 already. So it's on a Google Drive. All you need to do is to put it on another browser if it's not working for one browser. And the link for replay of any class is the same link that was shared. All right. So I see a lot of people coming to the group, asking plenty questions. Oh, where is the link? Where is that? It's the same link. We already said that at the beginning of the class. Let's just pay attention a little bit. and just read through so that we can get through to it. And most of it was sent via emails. Isn't that your spam or your promotion and all of that? We're going to go over to the class, all right, and just go ahead. Coach Ebuka is in the building. Welcome, Coach Ebuka of the Voice.
No, I greet you. I greet TIP to the world. And you can see us right here. I'm sure everybody can see and hear me. Here at TIP to the world. That is who we are. Yes. That's what we do. Yes. I celebrate you, man. Welcome back. When you were away, I felt as if my spirit left me. But immediately you arrived, I say, yes, the emperor, the conqueror is here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We are here as sex educate your child like a pro, not like a novice. And there's something to learn every day, every time, every year is new and fresh. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I don't take it for granted. My slides are coming up now. Okay. Just a minute. My slides are coming up now. Okay. All righty. Okay, I've also sent my slides to the team, just in case I'm not able to upload, but it's coming up. Okay. Yes, coming up. It's coming up. Open. Just let me know if you can see it now. Is it up? All right. It must come up. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. We're going to have a great time today. We're going to have a great time together today. So let me just be reading from my device here why they are able to share, but the team also have my slide just in case they are
I'm sure the team will call it up now. I'm going to leave this stream.
Okay, I'm trying to share too. Okay, yes, the slide is in the stream now. Yes, thank you so much. Welcome everybody. My governor, sir, I celebrate you. I celebrate you, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Today we are talking about understanding LGBTQ issues and gender dysphoria. Interesting conversation. We are really going to be talking about these things because a lot is going on that most times we are quiet about. And like Coach we say, we can't continue to be a silent majority. We cannot continue to be a silent majority. A lot is happening around the world. Our young people are being lured into sexual and gender distortion, and some of us are not even aware of what is going on. Some of us are not even aware. And I keep saying, you can't fight a battle you're not aware of. In this end time, there's an agenda to ruin the purpose of God. And God is calling all of us as partners to ensure that the integrity of God's word remains, and God is counting on you. I'll start by sharing few stories. Since this month is the LGBT, last month we just finished the month of June, LGBTQ month. And a lot happened that month. There's literally no day I don't receive a message from a parent who finds out that his son is inclined to homosexuality or a distorted gender euphoria just going on. Heartbreaking stories. One of those mornings was really a difficult one for me as a parent. Woke me up at about 7 a.m. and said, Coach, help me. Coach, help me. Somebody just sent a video of my son to me from his social media handle where he declared as gay. All manner of stories. Another story that really broke me this month is a parent who found out that his son has makeup kits for women. I'm not talking about sons of 20-something. I'm talking about boys as preteens, 11 years, 13 years, 14 years. The stories I've heard last month. I even boys coming back to tell me what is going on in their school. I'm not talking about just schools in the Western world, even here in Nigeria that I am. A lot of you are joining us from all over the world. Several stories, heartbreaking stories, issues, what is going on, how this agenda is being forced down our throat, how they're insisting we must do this. One of the boys came and told me, sir, they say it was Pride Parade in our school that day, and they insisted everybody has to join them. I said, why? And he said, no, I can't join them. Oh, they said, okay, it's not compulsory. If you don't want to join, you can just be in the class. And he was the only one in the class. And it's just, I said, why are you the only one in the class? Go and join them. And I was happy that that boy made a call to the parent and said, please come and take me out of school. Because he has understanding. A lot of our children lack understanding of what is going on. Is it the one in Nigeria here that Pride Month was celebrated in the hostel? And the boy said, thank you, sir, for what you taught us in understanding your sexuality. I didn't even know anything about this because they called it the month of colors in the hostel in Nigeria, top private Christian school. No, some people say, let me take my child to a Christian school. And the anointing of the bishop of that commission will cover them. As long as it's in that commission, the anointing covers them. Nothing can happen. Oshe, you are joking. If you don't have knowledge, what will the anointing work on? The anointing leaves a platform to work on. You can't put a new wineskin into an old wineskin. It will burst. And this boy say, in a top private school here in Abuja, Christian, top, a pure Christian school, celebrating Pride Month. He said they call the month of colors. I remember, coach, you said something about the month of colors. And I said, no. That boy said, after they celebrated illegally in the hostel, in the nights, they asked the boys to do a masturbation competition. I'm not talking about a 17 years, I'm talking about an 11 years old boy. And what I asked myself is, imagine this young boy don't have knowledge. And I kept asking, what about other boys in that hostel who had no understanding? They'll just say it's more colors, never knowing what is going on. We are here to challenge an ideology, an agenda that is saying the purpose of God cannot stand, and we can't fight it by just looking and dancing. We must bring about our strategies. So I ask you, are you aware of what is going on? That's what we're talking about. Talking about these issues, I'm going to be introducing a lot of concepts. Don't be overwhelmed. Get your jotter and write. Parenting is not for the weak. You see this work, it's not for the weak. You need strength, the strength of an eagle, the wisdom of an eagle, the strength of a lion to fight. Because we're ready to hear things. So don't be overwhelmed. Don't let your feathers be ruffled. Get ready. Because parenting is war. And we can't turn our back. What is a healthy sexual orientation? A person's emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction to individual of the opposite gender. And this is natural and part of God's plan. If you go to the internet to ask what is sexual orientation, what is gender, they don't give you God's original definition. They tell you it is to be that or what you feel. They tell you it's about what you feel and not who you are. And I wonder, when we leave our children to be parented by the internet, by the screen, what do they hear? This is the true definition. Then what is sexual distortion and confusion? When this refers to person's emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction to individual of a particular gender or genders that is different from God's original plan. One thing most parents don't know is that there's a clear difference between gender and sexuality distortion. Some people are genderly distorted, but sexually look okay. Some are sexually okay in quotes, but genderly distorted. And I will tell you some strategies that will shock you. Let's go. You need to know some concepts. What are examples of the sexual distortion and confusion that we have? There are over 100 of them. I just picked few. Homosexual, gay, lesbian, attraction to the same gender. Homosexual is attracted to the same gender. A gay is for a man to a man. Female to female is lesbian. You know that. Bisexual means attraction to two or more genders. Pansexual, attraction regardless of your gender. I have to also use it because the certificate your child like a pro is covering my slide, so I'm not able to see some of the things down. If you can help me push it up a bit so that I will know what to say. Right? Okay, thank you very much. Asexual is little or no sexual attraction to others. There are a lot of them. Two spirits is part of the sexual, is one of them. Traditional term used to describe individuals. Let me show you something. Used to describe individuals who embody both masculine and feminine spirits. There are people who do that. Who embody both masculine and feminine spirits. That is two spirits. Non-binary, identifying as a gender outside of the male or female gender. Polysexual, romantic or sexual attraction to people of multiple but not all gender. All manner of confusion. They are just confused. It's over 100. Where you must know this. This is an umbrella to tempt people who are not straight or who don't identify with their assigned sex or at birth. These people may identify as queer if they don't feel the same as lesbian, gay, bisexual. So all of these, they don't feel any of those things we are saying. They are still under question, but they know they are not what God has said. So I'm not what these people say that is the truth, you know. And all this one they've named, I don't think I'm there yet. I'm still looking for my own questioning. So maybe their answers will come soon. And who are the allies? Someone who stands up and supports them, even though they may not identify as them. And we have a lot of allies. Some of our children are allies, and I'll tell you how. Let's go. What is gender? The quality of being a male or a female. Full stop. But go to the internet, they tell you no. They tell you, the internet will give you, refers to person internal deeply, how you feel, is the person intense sense of your own gender. Their confusion is confused. But we are going somewhere. But gender is the quality of being a male or a female. Full stop. But how can you teach your son if you don't have understanding? Then what is now gender distortion? I hope you are ready. I hope you are ready. Hope you have some hot water, because you need hot water for this class. Or is it cool water to Thursday? What is that gender distortion? A person's internal, deeply felt sense of being male, female, or neither male or female is a person's innate sense of their own gender, which may not align with what they were assigned to at birth. That is gender and sexuality distortion. How you feel. You know what they promote? It's about how you feel, not about who you are. Some of these things I'm sharing are from the book. We just wrote a book, Twisted, 2 volumes, addressing gender and sexuality distortion for children, for boys especially. To address, because our children lack understanding of what is going on. Some of us don't even know how to talk about it. Some people are afraid to talk about it. Some people are saying, my son is still young. Hey, he's just 7. He doesn't even know what this thing is. I don't want to overwhelm him. Wow. And you're overwhelming our children with cartoons. I will show you samples and animations that children are watching at 2, at 1 year. They don't care their age. They're indoctrinating them using the male exposure effect, and parents are saying, I don't want to overwhelm my child. Let's look at the different gender distortions that we have. Transgender. You know them. You know your people you follow on social media. Some of us here, you follow transgenders on social media. I heard one of our brother, big sister is in the prison. I don't know which one it is. You follow people whose gender are distorted and perverse. Some people follow them to take giveaways, to see their dress style, to learn dress style from darkness, to learn hairstyle from darkness. What you don't want your child to be will come there. We have a lot of transgender. And I'll come to tell you something about gender distortion and sexuality distortion, where we have a high rise of transgender, especially in our community, Nigeria, and a high rise of comedy skits that are being done by men acting as women. I'll tell you why. It's not ordinary. It's strategic. I'll tell you why. I'm coming there. Transgender, you know who a transgender is. Non-binary, a person who does not identify exclusively as male or female. They may identify as both, at both or neither. All manner. They are there. Gender fluid is what we are seeing. A person whose gender identity shifts between masculine and feminine Today they feed their men, tomorrow they feed their women. I will have a lot of them who stand and say, that is who I am. That is what I stand for. Do you know? And these people are having conversations with our children on the media. They're having conversation with our children in school. Let me shock you. 2 years ago, we had a program in a church. Teens church, very big teens church. My church. And we're talking about gender, sexuality distortion. I had several questions about homosexuality and being gay. After addressing it, several children still wrote questions and dropped. I said they don't agree with what we are saying. Why shouldn't people become what they are? We should leave people to be allies. Just fluid in their thought process because they lack understanding. Because they lack understanding of the agenda. Because they lack understanding as a result of lack of knowledge. They said they don't agree with it. They don't agree with our thoughts. Agenda is a person who does not identify with any gender. I'm not male, I'm not female. A lot of them by gender, identifying as two distinct genders, a lot of them, they meet gender. Just be reading them. Pangender, polygender, demi boy, they're over 100. And there are people who are standing in. How can somebody just sit down? And God has given you a straight, simple male or female. And you sat down and broke that one thing into 200 confused ways. We're in a crisis. And it's been believed by millions of people around the world, celebrated and taught in schools to children. How? We're in a crisis. These are people so strategic. And when we don't understand, I'm telling you this so that I can understand the depth of what we are fighting. I keep saying it, you can't fight a battle you're not aware of. If people can come up, strategically sit, plan, map out this that you know is a lie, and it's flying around the world seamlessly, being celebrated, being approved by several countries, you know the kind of work they've done. And it's a work against the purpose of God. It's a fight to ruin your own seed. And we have parents who are so lackadaisical about parenting. I don't have time. Let me give them the laptop. Laptop is your assistant parent. They say everybody in their school have tab. Coach, what should I do now? Because I don't have time. Because I don't even know. I don't even know why that boy touched my phone. Please tell that boy to stop collecting my phone. No, you're not serious, so. Because when it will hit, you will not be saying like this. You will be crying. But you know what? When you come to me crying, you have to finish crying so that I will hear you. You will wipe your tears and talk. We have a lot of lackadaisical attitude. Just look at, I've not even gone far into the teaching. Depth of lies, depth of manipulations that are being bought by the world. Let's go. What is gender dysphoria? Please be reading them. I can't even read some of them. What does it mean? The feeling of discomfort or happiness that results from gender identity confusion. A lot of children don't feel comfortable with their gender. A lot of gender dysphoria. They don't feel okay. How do you know a child has gender dysphoria? Intense discomfort or dissatisfaction with his primary or secondary self characteristics of their body. I've seen boys who say, they take care of girls in this house, in this world a lot. Why can't I be? And I see some mothers, because you have wig and you have lipstick and you want to catch cruise, you wear your son wig, rub him lipstick, give him your shoes and your bag, give him your bra and say, my beautiful boy. You even snap and post on social media. Let's clap for you. What confusion? And so the boy is feeling, I want to carry your bag. I want to wear your wig. I want to wear your bra. My beautiful boy. Is my boy not so beautiful? By the time he dresses like that at 16, He got your therapy. And let me tell you, prevention is better than cure because not all cures are sure. And that's the truth. Even the cure is not certain. A lot of children align to this. A persistent desire to be recognized and treated as the gender they identify with, rather than the sex they were born with. That man that I shared the video in the academy of how he saw his son after some years turning transgender. The boy said, but when he was a kid, he likes to play with his mom's clothes, wear, and the dad will always tell him, you look beautiful, with the sisters, he will wear it. He just loves to wear it because they always affirm the girls when they wear, so they feel they are not affirmed, so they love to wear it. Because when that your same boy barbs his hair, and he's looking handsome, you will not tell him he's handsome. So he wants to wear the thing so that you also tell him he's beautiful. So when you don't affirm your sons, when the girls come, oh no, you look so sweet. Oh, your hair is so beautiful. You look so radiant in your school uniform. The boy will pass. Yo, what are you showing him? This is okay. So he's feeling, okay, so I need to be like a woman to be affirmed. I need to dress. And the same thing we are doing on social media, go to people who are transgenders, they have millions of followers, followed by believers, followed by parents. You know what we're telling them? It's okay. So when you turn to a woman, you are affirmed. So not turning to a woman does not mean you can't be affirmed. When you do that, we will follow you, we will like you, we will clap for you, we will give you money, we will do your giveaway. We are telling our boys that it's okay. Being a man is not enough. I'll come there. How did they also feel? A persistent desire to be feeling of disconnect, hatred, or alienation from their body or physical self. A lot of children are having this issue. Let's go. How can you support a child who is having this issue before I will not enter the LGBTQ? Help that child understand God's idea about gender. Genesis 1:27, he created them male and female. From childhood, there is a constant teaching. You are aligning that child. Secondly, remove the child from an environment that influences that ideology at all costs. Some of them are Disney. Oh, my network is off. Am I here? Just a minute, since my...
No, you're okay.
Can this
you're
hear
okay,
me?
please.
Can you see hear me?
Okay, we can hear you. Go
okay,
ahead,
fine.
Ebuka.
All right, thank you. Just set please. All right. So that is what is happening. Helping that child align. So some of them are Disney. You see Disney? You see all those GTA? You see Nickelodeon promoting. So those environments are aiding them. I've had cases where parents will call me from abroad. My son is struggling with homosexuality. I think something is wrong. That child comes back. We still tell parents, this child is struggling big time. There's an issue. You still send that child back and say, let him go and manage. You can't manage that at all costs. At all costs. Because they use the concept of mere exposure effects. As that child keeps being exposed to that, he gets to a point where he feels abnormality becomes normalized before him. Expose that child to the right information. God's word, therapy, coaches. I'll still talk about it as I close at the end. And be open and seek help. A lot of parents are afraid or ashamed to share the struggles. To share the struggles. I have some boys I've been counseling on homosexuality. I have boys I'm counseling on transgender. Yes, I have 16, I have 14. Transgender who say they are not boys, they are girls. Who have makeup kids. We are doing therapy, we are counseling and trusting God for revival. Because I don't know what else to trust God for in such situation. I've handled, I'm still handling. Expose them. But if you're ashamed and you cover it up, that's not going to help the child. There are people that are skilled to give that child help and then keep evolving. Let's go. Before I come to say some things I need to say, the LGBTQ. What does that mean? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer and questioning, intersex, asexual, romantic agenda, two-spirit, I've explained this, and other identities, the questioning, bisexual, non-binary, and a whole lot of them. A whole lot of them. A whole lot of them. Now, let me tell you something for our country where we are. In the countries, listen, parents, in the countries where homosexuality is not legal, you know what they promote? Gender distortion. So, okay, homosexuality is not legal here. Okay, but a man can dress as a woman. It's not against the law. Did you catch me with another man? So you know what they're promoting? Gender distortion. Since homosexuality or being gay is banned, promotes gender distortion, transgender. I'm just dressing like a woman as a man. So the more we expose them to this, we can have our means through that. You know why? That's why we have a lot of male comedians acting as women. Since being homosexual is not okay, how can we pass this agenda to the boys? Let's make them feel it's okay for a man to dress like a woman. There's no law that bans that. It's okay? So why is it that all of a sudden almost all comedians as male are dressing like women? Why? Almost all comedians. And the ones that dress like women have more followers than most of the ones that are just standing on their own. Why? Why? Have you sat down to ask yourself why? These people are strategic. If this cannot work, let's achieve our means through this. So you know what? The male exposure effect. The more you show them how men who are dressing as women are thriving, the more they feel safe to become women, act like women, have sexual thoughts like women. If they are saying no to this, we can achieve our means by this. So when you lack understanding, you follow them, you like them, you share, you promote them, they have millions of followers, and your children are watching and laughing with you. For a man dressed like women, acting comedy, laughing with you. So you're showing your son that it's okay. It's okay, son. Please, tomorrow I want you to be dressing like a woman. It's okay to have wigs, to have breasts. It's okay. Because you are telling your child what you watch is what you are permitting in your home. So it will be unfair of you. You'll be wicked to finish watching that for another person's child and don't want your child to become the same. What you don't watch for your child, you don't watch for other people's children. What you don't want in your son, your daughter, you don't celebrate other people's children doing it. What you detest your own children from doing, you'll be wicked to clap, follow, like, and share in other people's pain. They're celebrating another man's pain. Another family's pain is your joy. What are we doing, parents? And that's why they're being promoted. And an average boy now is gone from a TikTok dancer, dancing and twerking on TikTok and of followers to becoming another man dressing like women, because that is what the society approves, celebrate, and is okay. And let me tell you, how can you continue acting like that? And in your mind, you are not being conditioned that you are indeed a woman. How can you continue? And that doesn't be the end. Open your eyes and see. What is there? What is there? Who are they? It's a community of group of individuals with a twisted, deformed, perverted sexual idea that neglect God's original plan of sexuality. They created advocates around the world and doing a whole lot as against the standard of God. Today, they've become one of the most thriving and influential ideas, and we can't deny that, to the point that they even turned God's original order of the marriage and even the innocent rainbow into something else. They unashamedly question the order of God's creation and institution and drag many young people into this confusion presented as truths. It's heartbreaking. What is their agenda? To convert as many people as possible to believe in their ideology and gender distortion. Let me share a story. 3 years ago, I handled too many cases of homosexuality. Too many. I was overwhelmed. And I said I needed to come online to speak about it, so that parents will be aware of what is going on. Like 10 years, 11 years, struggling from boarding schools, from neighbors. I was overwhelmed. I came online to talk about it. I received threats like never. They say, how dare you? Some of them may be watching, but I'd rather die a coward. I'd rather die speaking the truth than die a coward. I would rather die saying the truth than die a coward. And you know what? It's those that are afraid of death that die the most. You can't dare. Because we are not talking of our own accord. We are God's mouthpiece. We are priests of God sent in this generation to check the devil back to hell. And they came to me. How dare you? We remove this president. We will kill you. We will rusticate your organization. Why dare you? We have our agenda. Let me tell you, they gave me statistics of what they are planning in secondary schools. And let me tell you, you can't stop us. I say, we don't want anybody to talk about it. You don't come out to talk about it. Never you. I will deal with you. I challenge you to come to a live show. I will kill you. We know your address. I say, maybe if you don't know the new one, I can give you. Empty barrels making noise. And that is the threat. I see a lot of parents say, when you go and see them, just pass. Don't talk to them. Don't do anything. Just be quiet. They are not quiet. They force their agenda down the throat, whether you like it or not, whether you're interested or not. They don't care. They're all over the media pushing their agenda, talking about it. And you tell your children to be quiet. Let's be quiet. You know, our religion teaches us to be gentle as a dove, but wise as a serpent. Complete it. They should be quiet, but they're not quiet. We should keep quiet, but they are spreading, and we are quiet. Who will preserve our next generation? How will the families of the next generation be rescued? It's an attack on the family. It's an attack on the male gender to remove men from their place of position as leaders. We are fighting something heavy. And it didn't start today. You can't be quiet. Hey, don't touch my 5 years old. But your 5 years old is watching a cartoon that is showing a girl and a girl kissing. He's watching a cartoon that a boy is dressing like a princess. Nickelodeon, they are all there. In Disney, a lot of their cartoons are showing that. I have a number of you, most of the parents in the academy, I've shown you clips from these videos. You can confirm. And yet you say we should not teach 5 years old. So who will tell them what is going on in the television? You may never be there when they are saying it. We're in a war. And we'll fight with knowledge. What strategies do they use? Number one, a lot of boys got into homosexuality through sexual abuse. Over 60% of the cases, sexual abuse. So when you expose your son, he says he's a boy, anybody can bait him. He's a boy, you don't watch him. If he's a girl, yeah, who is with him? Let me know, who is with him? A lot of boys are sexually abused by men. A lot. I've heard stories that I've wept, I've cried. I will hear stories and I'm shattered. There's some people I'm mentoring on this, on the journey of healing. I know how broken, struggling, I help. I see the pain and frustration. Sometimes I weep for a single mistake. Exposure to a baba, exposure to an uncle, exposure to... I've handled some cases. In fact, the case I handled last month was so bad. It was just moving. They were on holiday, and these two boys saw two men kissing, and they decided to start experimenting. One is 8, one is 11. And these boys are having anal sex with each other for 4 years before we discovered. Movies. Just movies. And because sincerely, the cure to this is intervention. We're careless with our children. Oh, if it's a man coming, once it's a male that visits them, no problem. Once they're working with me, once they're... Be careful of everybody. My heart sinks for these boys struggling. They share their sexual abuse story at 2, at 4, at 6, at 8. Some of them is this Pride Month. Most of you don't know what the movie called Noah's Ark, one of my mentees, who saw Noah. You know, Noah's Ark is a movie for homosexuals. But look at how they give it a Christian name. Very strategic. The boy say, during this Pride Month, a lot of pop-ups on YouTube, on this thing. He said, Coach, they are so romantic. Their videos are so beautiful. Oh my God, those people are excellent, man. So when we are speaking of, I'm coming to tell you something as I close. Very emotional movies. You need to watch their clips. Very emotional. Even as an adult, you need God to watch. Talk less of a child that knows nothing. He said, Coach, their movies are so emotional. When I saw one, I started clicking to others. I was just emotional. I felt for them until I realized that something is wrong. I remember what you said. He chatted me to tell me a lot of our children are sexually abused. You know what happens when a boy is sexually abused by a male? He alters his sexual orientation. So that first feeling he has. So he now grows up feeling that sexual satisfaction should come from a man because that was the first encounter he had. It can distort that child's life forever. One single carelessness. That's why today I'll be talking about some parents abuse their children by neglect. You've done everything, but you neglect the child. You don't care who is around. Oh, there's no phone around. You neglect. It's an abuse. It's abuse that is even worse than sexual abuse. Neglect. Not teaching, not equipping, not throwing that child to the world without a map. Throwing that child to the desert without a map. You are neglecting. It's an abuse. Because one mistake that child will make can ruin everything for life. I've counseled marriages that have broken up because of homosexuality. And these men keep sharing about their sexual molestation experience at 6, at 7, at 8. There was a time we were doing my sexual abuse story. I asked men to share their story. I got stories, we were crying, I couldn't share them. Deep! The trauma is deep. The pain is deep. Carelessness. Just imagine that child from movie. Nobody even came home to abuse him. From movie. Neglect. What are their strategies? Movies. Look at these movies. There are a lot of gay movies. And their movies are top notch. When I say top notch. So when I spent 10 to 15 million to do boot camp, you know what we are doing? We are giving them a healthy alternative. We finished Lagos book and parents came and say, how did you spend all this? How? They had to give me a check of over 500,000. How? We are providing a healthy alternative. Promoting the culture of excellence. Excellence Pro Max. Because you can't fight those people with nothing. We need a weapon of knowledge of excellence to show our children that you can be on this path and thrive and be the best, be on top of your career. If they have a healthy alternative, there's no need. Games, a lot of our games. We're having sex education class on Sunday, and I asked this 9 to 12 years old, the cartoons on games that they've seen men, boys kissing 2 boys, 2 girls, or all manner. I saw over 100 names. Ask your children, they know. Over 100 names, they were mentioning them. The Nickelodeon, all manner, Loud House, all manner, even Superman. I'm sure you know Superman. Our Superman, all manner they have is there. Disney is there. Tom and Jerry. I'm sure you know Tom and Jerry has a gay scene and lesbian scenes. Tom and Jerry, I have evidence. I have the videos. All manner. This is what the disciples saw. I said, who there can be saved? What? Cartoons. See Noah's Ark there. You have the one for men. You have the one for cartoon. Noah's Ark. Cartoons. Books. Is it books? All manner. We're not aware. You see our children. If any book, my wife, he will go through page by page. Page by page. They have some we've bought and returned. Page by page. You see all manner. Telling them it's okay to explore your gender. It's okay to be. And these children are just innocent. Once they take it in, the law of first mention, if they take it in before you tell them, it's difficult to take it out. That's why you must give them in so that whatever they hear is bouncing on the truth they've heard and is pushing away. Because if they take it in, to remove that and replace is hard work. And some may never. The law of first mention. Let me go as I close. What other strategies are they using? A mere exposure effects. The more we keep exposing them, the more we keep showing them. Do you know the partnership between LGBT community and porn and the porn industries? There's a strong partnership between them and the porn industry, cartoon industry, animation industry, the gaming industry. They have a very strong partnership. Oh, last year it was a spike. So you hardly see any of them who don't promote. I was watching one day. They didn't show two people kissing, but you know what they did? In every scene, the flag was there, their colors were there, just so they're using money. They're a very wealthy community. I'm coming. Wealth. They're very wealthy community. I'll tell you what to do. I'm coming to tell you what to do as I close. So they buy them in, just push our content. A lot of advertising organization or companies on social media, they are paying their advert space, paying so your child can be watching something innocent. A boy watches an LGBT content on YouTube Kids. YouTube Kids. I asked the boy. He says, "Sir, it's YouTube Kids, oh, YouTube Kids." They don't care how you feel. They don't care how you feel. They don't care how old your child is. Don't pamper darkness. Don't play with them. Don't celebrate it. Because they don't care. They have an agenda. On YouTube Kids, these boys saw two boys kissing. Maybe it's for kids. Okay, it's kids that are kissing. They don't care. You know what they're doing now? They'll tell you it's for kids. Nickelodeon for kids. This is for 2 to 5 years. There's nothing that's changed. It's just the euphoria. It's just they're just sugarcoating evil so that you be comfortable that it's for kids. Shine your eye, yo. You know, Coach Etima or Mama was talking with one day. I said, which one is not safe? I said, maybe this PS is safe. Oh. I said, maybe one day too, they will look for what to put inside that PS game, that football game. They will look for something to put inside very soon. If a country can come and say one of their sports is sex, what would they not put? Maybe during the half time, they will go to the toilet and do something. That's how GTA started in GTA 5. You be playing, then at a point, the actor will go to ease himself in the restroom, see a gear, they are smoosh the gear, have sex, come and continue the game. So you'll be watching the game. You will never even see any sign except you are with the child all through the game. So they keep doing normal game. The child gets to a point, have sex, continues the game. So they just start introducing subtly into the game as just a side attraction. Wicked people. Mere exposure effect, I've told you. So the more we show them, the more they get comfortable. And that's why we are seeing a lot of men as acting as female as comedians. The more we show them, okay. That's why they keep promoting it online. Just keep pushing it. Just keep pushing it. As these children see it over time, they will get okay with it. Something you always say no to. Have you imagined? After some time, some of you are not even buying into that dialogue. Some of you are becoming allies. You know why? The mere exposure effect. The more we show them, the more they become comfortable. The more they see it, the more they are okay with it. The more we expose them to it, the more they become comfortable with it. The mere exposure effects. And that's what they're using. Show them more. Show them subtle discussion. Keep showing it over time. They will be okay with it. And that's how we got here. Like play. We are here. What other strategy? Fame, money, power. Let me show you something in the next slide. Do you know this man? The owner of ChatGPT. He came out and said he's a gay now. He showed his partner. Very excellent people. So I asked myself, imagine that person now wants to do a scholarship for 1,000 boys with the kind of wealth that he has. And one of these, side rule is that he will just support this thing and they give you everything. I will share a story with you of a mentee who went for a scholarship program, and at the last phase, to now sign, after going on to 2 stages to receive the scholarship, the clause was there that this is funded by an LGBT community. You promote our course in the course of your study. Say, coach, just at the last minute to sign. After they've shown me all the benefits, money. They are very wealthy. I've had cases of boys who left home, especially abroad. You have a strong, wealthy community. They will rent house, buy you car. And I went to Ghana for a program, a skill, very big program. At the end, they now told them they are going to give those that skill a car, a house, and what else? Is it a trip? After they selected them, they now announce who they were. They will promote their cause. Our brother now, one of our brothers speak here, will also tell you his own story. Me, I've had my own fair share. There's an award we are supposed to receive with huge money, but the clause is that you support our community. God forbid, die with your award. Several grants they've told us when we started that we are the ones that support. You have to allow boys to be fluid. Allow boys, they tell me, encourage masturbation. We hear they are telling masturbation is wrong. Encourage masturbation is good for their health 3 times a week. Allow boys to identify with the gender they want to. Be fluid. Be more fluid in your content. That is a clause for them to give me fund. Die with your fund. And that's what God told me. Forget grants from anybody. I will fund your work. So when we tell you, you don't know what is going on. Do you know how many NGOs that are being empowered by the LGBT community in Nigeria? You know what they're doing? They get into school. One of my mentors told me in a government school that NGO came to talk to them. And he said, Coach, this thing you told me in a government school. So the school even approved an NGO and they were teaching them consent and gender fluidity. That's about how you feel and not about who you are. I know where they are coming from. In all of them, they've approached us to fund our organization too. But you just have to be flexible in your teaching. So be careful of the coaches you even carry your children to. When we tell you where you will hear the truth, some people will not agree. They are too hard. They tell them gender fluidity. Consent, not abstinence. That's what they teach. Consent, not abstinence. Explore your gender. Explore your body. Explore.
Okay, I guess that Coach Ebuka is stuck in that space. But if you're not feeling the fire in the room, you're on your own. And I'm also sure that there's a lot of actually getting overwhelmed in this session, mainly because if this is your first time of attending a TIP, class, or maybe even attending a parenting course, see, there's a lot that is happening. There's a lot to be done. All right. There's a lot that, and this is just, Coach Ebuka's session. This is just like conversation. It's just a fraction of what we do in the academy. Imagine what it is, right? Imagine what it is that is, really happening. If you're not in the academy, you're going to find yourself really, really, really struggling with some of these things. And it's going to be like, oh, we're just hearing this. No, it's been there. Coach Ebuka was talking about being paid to actually support an agenda. I have been given access, money that we pay. I don't need to do this if I had signed up that contract. So I'm just coming from the US. And I can tell you for free, there are too many things that I had access to. So when we talk about some things that are happening, it's not because we just want to scare you. It is because we have seen so much that is happening around the world. We have been given access to a lot of stuff. I was offered the money that can actually make me retire for life so that I could do the promotions, right? And, when we say, oh, join the academy, oh, why, this is why you need to learn. There are things we're seeing that, according to Coach Ebuka, the flood, Nabia, flood is coming, right? Flood is coming. And this is it. There's so much to be learned. There's so much. This is just a fraction of the class. So imagine all of the things that, we all just do without thinking. So I was sitting with some parents, in Houston recently. And I was talking with them about, the mere effect. Even some of us who live in those environments do not even understand what's happening in those environments. It's so funny. We're just careless about some of these things. And they were like, no, but what they are watching is not really that bad. By the time we began to analyze it, they saw that it was actually part of the mere effect. So, and you sit down with people like the Jews who have been able to protect their culture for some reason. And somebody tells me that, you need to jabba so that your children can actually just speak, the accent. And that's what makes jabba sweet. I saw it on social media and I was in shock. And then the parents who are in Nigeria tell us things like, we're in Nigeria, it doesn't come to us. And I'm wondering, are we really listening to ourselves? There's so much to learn. And this is not even the time where you sit and tell yourself, I don't need to learn. If you're not learning in parenting today, the truth is that you're going to struggle, a whole lot of struggle. So when we say join the inner circle, so I'm wondering how parents who are not even in the academy, who are writing this for the first time, you get overwhelmed. But here is the thing. Please take it one day at a time. Use your worksheets. While Coach Ebuka, I think Coach Ebuka is back. See, Coach Ebuka is back. Use your worksheet. And then while we go, but don't stop here because this is just a fraction.
I hope somebody is learning something so that tomorrow you will not cry. Are there people that are still not in inner circle? Are there people that are still not in inner circle with this kind of darkness? Some people are still running everywhere. Hey, they're very hard here. They say the thing the way it's hard. They don't want to do it. You want to wear is easy. Easy. When I'm crying every day for the number of children that are deformed. Do you know I know people who got into homosexuality because he keeps seeing his father's nakedness on the father's phone. Some of us are so careless. On the father's phone. Just 2 weeks, I broke down in tears. When a boy, horrible. Careless. The father is some men are just so careless. So women you give your son, this boy got to do pornography at age 9 on his mother's phone. He will watch on his mother's phone, watch the father phone clear. What broke me is the extent that this boy, the depth of what he kept watching was so deep. You know the only way to satisfy his urge? Every night when his mother is bathing, he climbs the window to peep at the mother. This boy is 11. And he broke down and said, Coach, I watch my mother bathe every night and it gives me sexual satisfaction. What did you say? And for 2 years, this boy was watching his mother bathe. Till today, I've not told the mother. I can't. How do I want to mention it? Now your son watches you bathe at night, climbs the window to peep because of your carelessness. My slide, please. There have been horrible situations that I can't fathom. There are some things I can't share here. Let me just round up, Mama, and take questions. I feel so emotional talking about these boys distorted, perverted by carelessness. Let me finish. Wealth. Excellence. So I will tell you, pay for this, pay for this. You see the kind of work we put in. Imagine you're paying for 100,000 for inner cycle, and they meet every Monday for 52 weeks. Who does that? Who collects that kind of money? You see the kind of excellence we put in our work with little money that I want to buy pizza for my children on Sunday. I know how much I bought one large pizza. Money that is not enough to buy their shobi that some of us buy every week. You need to know your why. You need to know where you are standing. Look at the kind of workbooks, access to this everyday tool, 100,000. And you'll be wondering what is going on. Coach, do you know what you're saying? Some people prefer when they will tell them to pay $5,000 and tell you a lie and speak grammar and English. Please go and register for Irina Sekubiko. This matter, we can't finish it here. Excellence. They are excellent people. Some of us are too shabby. People are thriving excellence, yet we have parents who are registering their children in miracle centers. Dickiness. My name is registered in the miracle center. Dickiness. I'm not saying hearsay. I have boys that they are registered in miracle center by parents who are Dickiness. Dickens and Dickiness. Pastor's wife, you register your son in miracle center. What are you showing the person? That mediocrity is okay. So when they see the opposite excellence, because they have taught him mediocrity in an evil way, so I can also have, why taking mediocrity in an evil way when there can be excellence in the evil way too? That is okay. Most of us are the ones that hate this rubbish. Miracle centers. You give teachers tip to do something for your children. He had 7 A's on WAEC. Did he write it? He had 95%. Are you sure he got it? Why are you sending the teacher money for nothing? That is how this thing is. It has so many sides. So many sides. A lot of mediocrity. We had the International Boys Conference. That cost us almost 15 million. But you know what? We will do it. If people can go and host music concerts that people will have sex all through the night for 100 million, why can't I host mine? The one will tell you to pay 15,000, 100, you'll be pricing it. You want a discount, and we're not selling paper. How do we not have money to push this work? How do we have money to push the agenda? When you see our budget for camp, 15 million, people will be, why? I say, nah, we need to show a healthy alternative. They eat the best of food, they have the best of dinner, they have the best of this, any training, the best. I will pay anything for the best. I'll take the best of schools except I don't get it. No matter the cost, I will pay. Why? Promoting excellence. Showing them there's a healthy alternative to what you are seeing. How else can we support each other? If not by the small one. And register for this. We travel with coach to Port Harcourt for TIP conference. I know what we spent on flights. Mama now, flights. Is it the Airbnb that will stay? Is it the, you know how many million that's X? But you know how many lives that we are transformed through that? How can that be done if we don't partner together? Let me leave this. What do we do as we close? Expose your children to training. You are here, you yourself, you are not in TIP. You are not in us. It's too expensive. This is a bad rule. See, when your child, let me tell you, I tell people to pay 80,000 for a year for mentorship. If your child is distorted, you pay that money in one session. Yes. That money that would have prevented you for 1 year, you pay it in one session. You pay it in one session. Because enough of carelessness. Expose them to trainings. Join the inner circle yourself. Coach Itima has her camps coming. Our camps are coming. She has program for girls. We have program for boys. Your boys are not in Boys Academy. Your girls are not in Girls Hub. Where are they? They're in Taekwondo. I'm not saying she don't do Taekwondo. But some of you don't prize the swimming class and the Taekwondo class, but you prize mentoring. They are in ballet. It's okay, oh. My daughter is doing it. But I know my priority. You not prize some of the schools that will even expose your children to evil, but you prize what will bring light. Expose them to training. Please join TIP. I beg. If you have not registered, Boys Academy, join. I will show you what to do. Build relationship and connection by creating a supportive environment. So your children can talk to you if you don't know what is going on. I want to close so that I can take questions. Give me 5 minutes, I'll close. They can't talk to you if there's no healthy or supportive environment. I receive chats every day. Coach, I'm struggling. Coach, I just masturbated. Coach, somebody is trying to have sex with me. Coach, because there's an environment where this can be shared. So if your son come and tell you, oh, mommy, there's one boy in my class. I think I like him. I want to hug him. Hey, you want to hug him? Hey, you will kill me. They finally followed you. It's demonic. They've come upon you. You would like, oh my God, anointing on you. Oh, where is the mantle? Hey, you like drama. Some of you like drama. Drama queen. I won't tell you again if I'm your child. Gather yourself for we're in 21st century to hear things. You know how I hear, Coach, I'm struggling with homosexuality. Oh, sweetheart, it's okay. Let's talk about it. What happened? Wow. Some parents are drama queens. A parent caught the child with pornography. That night, I'm sending him out of the house. Hey, my house, what pornography? Man threw the boy out of the house. The only question I asked him, whose phone did he use to watch it? The same father's phone. The same father's phone. Who should be blamed? You are wicked. For giving that child at that face at 9, leaving that child with a gadget and internet unguarded, unstructured, you are the one that should be sent out of the house for the abuse of neglect. Okay, some people can talk. I have so much to say. I don't think one session will be enough, but let me see if I can round up. Could join the inner circle. Let's continue this conversation. Have a lot to say. You are twerking in front of your son. You are twerking. Queen mother. Sherere. You wear pants and bra in front of him. You be changing. You bathe in front of your son. We are having just sex education training on Sunday. Class of 9 to 12. I closed the chat room for only me to see what the boys are saying. Only the hosts and co-hosts. About 10 boys told me that their mothers are still bathing them. And she said, I can't bathe myself where? She said she has to bathe me to be clean. You are bathing 10 years old. What's wrong with you? You are bathing 10 years old. That is not incapacitated. You are abusing him, man. Yes. Why are you in his bedroom? Why? You there? Why? What's going on? 10 years cannot bathe? Your baby. We must wake up. We must say, create environment where they can talk. Some people think talking is by buying you all the shawarma. You can buy a child all the shawarma and all the PS4. They can't talk to you because you're not emotionally connected. Some of you are financially connected to your children, but emotionally, and they start crying. After all I've done for this child, because you are just a sponsor and not a parent. Some people are just sponsors. You sponsor school fees, but you are not a parent. You are not connected. You are just a very good sponsor. Before they cough, you are provided for your data. Please, let's wake up. And that's why we have a lot of, as I close, I'll talk about feminized boys. Feminizing the boys. Behaving like women. Come and suck breasts. You're my baby. I bore you. So we should fry beans. Now let's wake up. Every day I see feminized boys who can't think, who don't have strength, just weak. How will they not be loaded to homosexuality? No strength, no inner, no grit. He can't come to camp. He has never left the house. Hey, since he was born, he has never left the house. How? He can't come. He has never left the house. I want him around me. Let him stay around you. And let him sleep with you. 11 years, 12 years has never left the house. We just raise feminized boys. And you know what happened? This thing makes it easy for them to grab this boy. Let me close, please. Upgrade your knowledge. Stop living in knowledge of 1922. Upgrade your knowledge. Some of our children have grown our knowledge bank. We are teaching old syllabus. Old syllabus. You have a teenager, you've never had LGBT conversation. You have a boy that is 10, you've never had porn literacy conversation. You've never had sexuality conversation. You've not had, he say, hey, he shouldn't hear this thing, he's still young. He's hearing it in his school. But he's living with TV to hear it. He's too young, but you send him to Canada, where they teach Holy Ghost. Now let's wake up and have a family media plan. You can have a child of 6, 7, 8, 10. They have phones, they have tablets with access to the internet. And tomorrow you are crying that he's struggling with pornography. Even me, I will struggle if I'm there. How will he not struggle? If it's you at 10, they leave you with tablet, with phone, with internet, without structure, without guidance. Won't you watch pornography? Because at this stage, they want to explore. They want to search anything searchable. They want to search anything they hear. This child is not mentally fit to own it. It's not a bragging right that my child has tab. Even in church, they play tab. Everywhere they're playing. Because my child have a MacBook, have an iPhone. You can buy iPhone, but you can't pay for session. Now let's wake up. Have a media plan. Be in the academy so that we can have a media plan. This is our plan. Our family, this is what we do. This kind of song we sing. This kind of movies we watch. Even me as an adult, even if I have to watch a movie, that's not a bad movie because it's not rated for the child. I wait till my daughter sleeps. We will not watch it once she's there. We are disciplined. You watch Big Brother before your children. You watch everything. You watch in your house. They are playing Rema's music, shaking bum bum. Touch me tonight, shake your bum bum, bum bum bum, bum bum bum. Then tomorrow you'll be crying that he's touching somebody's bum bum. Why you are putting him in a place where he's learning shaking of bum bum? What's going on? Knowledge of God and prayer. Please, a lot of our children don't know God. No spiritual plan. They don't know God. Some children say, I'm tired. I don't want to go to church. I was having a session one day and I asked them, how was service yesterday? So I said, we didn't go. We don't used to go. Just want to watch television on Sundays and connect online. No problem. No problem. As rain fell, it was just now. My mommy said she was just tired. No problem. But the child is watching. You know what I'm teaching him? A Christianity of convenience, a religion of convenience. When it's convenient, when it's not convenient. I can't do video. You're tired to read your devotion. Okay, just sleep now. Please let me close. Beware of mere exposure syndrome. Nah, let's close. It's too much. Please, let's close. Let me say this and close. What are the signs that your child might be experiencing bullying or discrimination? Isolation.
I think Coach Ebuka is frozen again. Just give us a little time. Who is catching some fire in the session? If you don't know about it, this is how it is. This is how it works in TIP. All right. So sometimes you get the basketball, sometimes you get the, you get the subsidy.
Sorry.
But
yes,
today, yeah. Are you back here? Coach Ebuka, you were actually frozen. Can you hear it? It is how,
isolated.
I don't know who.
Am I back?
Can you hear it?
Can I be heard now?
Coach Ebuka. Yes, we can hear you. You're a bit frozen, but we can.
Can I be heard now?
Can you hear us?
Can I go on now? Let me finish up.
Yes, you can go on. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Some of those children are isolated. You see them always on their own. Something is going on. They're not able to talk. Some of them are already talking too much. So you have to know when a child is isolated and when he's just excessively talking, because there's a issue of low self-esteem that he's trying everything to cover up what is going on the inside. So much. These things will take me 30 minutes to explain, so I'll just leave them. Subtle defense of the ideology. You see a lot of them say, mommy, it's not bad. It's not really bad. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. So ask some of your children some questions and hear their opinion. You know that something is going on that is not right. Some of them have constant emotional breakdown. Because when they see that thing is being talked about, they break down. When they feel that they are not what they're supposed to, they break down. So he says strange arts. Some of the cases I've handled, I asked the parents to check. Some of the children have makeup kits. Some strange arts, makeup kits. Some of them say feminized boys. And let me tell you, when I say feminized boys, I'm not talking about boys acting physically like women. Mindset, thought process, action, inactions, behaving feminized. I'm having a training next month for boys on feminized boys, and I'll tell you how to join that training. Strange acts. Please check to know what is going on. How do you help that child who is struggling in school, who is pushing, who they are pushing to join them? Please involve necessary authorities. Don't say we are Christian, let us keep quiet and let's be quiet. Please, they will not be quiet if you are the one. Don't manage or pity evil. And there's something I always say, teach your sons to know evil, teach your daughters to know evil. Some of our children don't know evil. They will see evil and be jumping on evil because they are not trained, because they are not equipped. So don't manage it. If anything is going on, rise up. If the school is not teaching the right thing, influence their sex education. Some schools are very fluid about sex education. They're teaching consent, not abstinence. They're teaching explore your body. They're teaching, a lot of our schools are teaching that. Please check, ask. And then fathers, I think this is second to the last slide. A lot of fathers have to be involved in this conversation. You are a key player in teaching these boys how to act, what to do. I just shared a conversation with a father and a dad. A boy said, I saw two boys kissing in cartoon, and I think it's cool because everyone talks about it in my class. What? You are stupid. He is unholy and demonic. Why are they following you for all manner You're not teaching a lot of our boys. You know why they're feminized? Because there's no male figure. Nobody's teaching and holding their hands through the journey of masculinity. They're feminized. In their thought process, there's no strength. We must know what to do. Yeah, this should be my last slide. How do you teach children boundaries and manage peer pressure? Teach them to understand and know evil. The acts are not the person. I'm not telling them to go and fight anybody. The acts, the ideology, the agenda, we say no. Let them understand and know evil. Let them know that this can't happen where I am. I have some boys I'm so proud of. Say, coach, in fact, some of my children, if they go to Barbing Salon, they will even tell them, please turn off this music. What kind of music is this? And God says, he said, in order for us to fight and win the battle, we have several strategies till today. Very soon we'll have a major barbing salon in the city of Abuja where children can come and barb and listen to the right music. Because a lot of them are watching barbing salon, horrible things going on. We are opening, because it's a strategy. We can't be quiet. A children-friendly barbing salon where they can come and hear the right thing. You will see it soon. Very treated like kings. Know that excellence, you can be excellence and thrive. So we are not even joking. We are not. Empower them to stand for themselves, because you will not always be there. Empower them to stand for themselves. And let them know when to let go. When to let go, not when to give up. That's when you have done your part, let go. You have said, you have stood your ground, live there. Live there. Live there. They are arguing, they are quarreling, they are not arguing. This is my stand on this. Shikina, I know a lot of you have a lot of questions. But beyond teaching you, there are things I can always expose you to your boys. Most of you were in the sex education program I had on Sunday for boys. It's ending next Sunday. Make sure your sons are in. When you go to my bio on Instagram, maybe_boys coach, you can register and join. We're having a powerful session again on Sunday for boys to teach them, boys between the age of 5 to 12. Please make sure you're part of it. If you have not, we are having a special training for boys, the feminized boy. Teaching boys what is going on and how they can manage this. This program is coming up in August when they'll be on holiday, and we employ every parent of boy and every boy it's not just for you. This is not just for you. Please get other people in. These people are strategizing. We must get our people in. You'll be part of it. But this training is for parents who are able to order these books that we have done. Twisted, we wrote a book, volume 1 and 2, Twisted, for boys and girls. Girls can read it, to addressing this. And more of the volumes will come out. Powerful books. And I want this book in the hand of every boy, whether you have a boy or not. Put it in the hand of every boy you know. This summer, they will read it. Please, we are standing as partners to say no. I'm closing in 2 minutes. To say no. These seeds cannot be lost. We can't continue like this. Get these books. 6 books are coming out in few days. Media boundary, talking about all this we are talking about in the media for boys, junior and senior boys, leadership template for boys, emotional intelligent boy, and volume 1 of 2 of Twisted, addressing gender and sexuality confusion. And for those that pre-order this book, we are going to have this training for the feminized boys. Someone say, hey, these 6 books, who will give you 6 books? It's supposed to cost 30,000, but because of Mama, I've told her that I'm going to do something for sex education. I can't come to your program and not give something to the community. Pre-order started already for parents in the academy. And if you want to get this 6 book for 20,000 before we move to the main pre-order course, we'll give you 24 hours. Those that are in this program. Academy parents already got it for a cheaper amount yesterday. Please, quickly, before we get to the main course, you can save 10,000 by getting 6 books to help your son, because when trouble comes, even millions may not be able to solve it. Please get them these resources to build knowledge. The link will be shared in the group so that you can pre-order. Only those coming from this Sex Educate Like a Pro, we have this discount, please. So just tell them you are from Sex Educate and they will be able to give you. Have a special link to do this. If your sons are not in the academy, get them in quickly. We'll get details, King's Academy, mentorship, and inner circle. You're not in inner circle. You're not in the ark. With this flood that is coming, you're not here. Please join immediately. If you're not following us on our social media handles, _boys coach, go there now on Instagram. Follow Who No Rose. Stop following transgender. Follow the right people. Get in and register your son for that sex education for boys. Get the books for them immediately. Coach will share details in the group and the team on how you can be part of this. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've learned something. We can't finish here. Mama will continue in the yard because this matter is deep. Thank you so much. Let me take your questions.
Woza! Who is here? Who is here? Who is here? Alrighty, of course. Who sees that Coach Ebuka can actually spit fire like me? It is so intriguing, interesting to see a song.
Mama, somebody's asking that I'm even in the inner circle. I've been there. I've already been there for life.
That kind of question?
Even this program, I registered though. I'm in this program as a registered participant.
You know,
watching all the classes every day.
The speakers of Sex Educate are registered in Sex Educate. So when parents come to me and say something, I'm looking at them and I'm laughing. Coach Etima is here. She's facilitating tomorrow. Coach David is here. He's facilitating next tomorrow. Coach Ebuka and his 5 of them. My husband, you saw him here. Everybody is learning, on their head, carrying it, the mantle, right? The mantle is, see, anointing is personal. See, when you read the story, please put your questions in the comment section. We have 10 minutes to go. When you read the story of the parable of the 5 virgins, if you're in the inner circle, you already know that I love that story a lot. And I actually expanded a lot of it on raising the dependent thinking child. When you read that story, when they came for extra oil, remember, they came to actually say, oh, please, give me oil to put in my lamp. And they said, we can't give you. Go and buy. What that tells you is that oil is not transferable. That's why my husband, the governor, is here. I transfer oil to anybody. You will go and buy your own individually. It is personal. As in, it's something you need to actually get for yourself. Somebody says it's not a question. I'm telling them that Coach Ebuka is in TIP. Who are we not to join in a circle? Oh, okay, I get that. All right. Is the book e-copy or hard copy? They are hard copies. Get your children these books. See, the truth of the matter is there is so much for us out there. I had to actually begin to push the people I work with to say, write for children. People are writing all sorts of rubbish and we're buying them. I started with some books that I saw. I'm a bookworm. I'm a bookie. Some books that I saw, on my last trip. And I flipped through them. I had a box full of books. I couldn't buy most of it. They were all terrible. The content. I couldn't buy them, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Here we are. All right. So this content, we need to begin to actually push the content, the right kind of content that we actually need. This, please, is it on Amazon? Yes, these books are going to be available on Amazon as soon as they are launched. Coach Ebuka will have them on Amazon. And if you are on our channels, you will see us also talk about these books. We have shared Coach Ebuka's handle on Instagram. See, people like Coach Ebuka, TIP Academy, all them Coach Ebuka, we should have like 10 million followers. But
I'm telling you,
Bobrisky have 10 million followers. And we are all there. We allies. I think
allies.
I think that's the most, the most heartbreaking part of the LGBTQ system. The allies. Most of us are allies. All right. Please reach out to Coach Ebuka. Let your sons. My own son is there. So I'm not even parenting in the line of I know it all. Only me will be. I don't know what it is. My children go to camp. We're going. It is war. My husband is here listening. My parents are listening. The people that are. I told you yesterday about the trusted adults. The trusted adults that must be in the life of your children. Let the trusted adults be here. Get them to pay to join. I do not even understand why, we battle with paying for parenting classes. And yet the troubles are enormous. Coach Ebuka is here sharing with you some of the, encounters he has had. You don't want to hear some of the things I have encountered. If we tell you all the stories, you will be overwhelmed. You won't be able to actually stand up to do anything. So please, let's take action today. All right. Somebody is asking, how do I start this with my 1 year, 4 month old? And please, I saw a question before Coach Ebuka actually comes up. Somebody said, when do I stop batting with my son? He broke my heart. Why do you need to bat with your son at all?
Why?
Like, I don't even get it.
Why?
What perversion is that? How do you take your bat with your son? Even your daughter. It is not okay.
It's not okay.
Please. And I think that's a major, this I needed to actually say that. Coach, you can see the question on the screen. I'm going to put the questions on the screen so that you can all.
Thank you very much. I'm sure everybody that registered for Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro 4 has 1, 2, 3. I think in 1 or 2, we taught sex conversation from birth till 18 years old. So I will explain there how you, so go back and watch those videos. You can teach. You see, by helping your child understand safe touch and unsafe touch, good image and bad image, even not undressing in front of your child, that is a year old, you're really teaching that child sex education. That means nobody is permitted to undress in front of you. So there are things you can teach from 1 to 3. I taught 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 8 to 11. So please go and watch that video and you will know what to teach each age, all right, for each age group. And it will really help you. So by just understanding good and bad image and you portraying it yourself, all right, whatever you don't want that child to do, you yourself, you don't do it. Okay, so people are not allowed to touch them here. All their body parts are private. So these are things you let them know. And you yourself don't do it in front of them. As you do this thing, you're already teaching that child sex education. You may not need to call it sex education for that age. It's called body safety guide, okay? Yeah. So please employ that person to go and watch that video and you'll be helped.
All right, thank you so much for that. And of course, if you do not have that, it's simple. The Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro also comes in books, in the volumes.
Yeah.
So you can just get the book, read it up, and just
even me, I have all the books. I have them.
Yes, Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, they're all available. How do my son join the boys circle? Please, we have shared details, link, follow Coach Ebuka, send them a chat, and please join in immediately. I see a question. My daughter is 2 years old. I don't know where to start. Start from yesterday's session, please. Start from yesterday's session. That will give you insight on where to start. Where to start is to start with a media plan. That's the first place to start. Start with your family value and your media plan, all right? And then chronicle from there. Somebody also asked, is the Boys Leadership Academy on, can it be done remotely? It's online. I think Coach Ebuka have more boys outside of Nigeria, more than the ones even in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Coach Ebuka have boot camps in the UK coming up. He has boot camps outside of Nigeria coming up, which are physical, but the academy itself is online. All the academies we run, the inner circle is online. All right, you can always have. How do I access the video? The video of yesterday is accessible right in your community, right? In your community, all right? That's very key. I have a 14-year-old adopted girl and 7-year-old daughter. Okay, what's the question? I can't say. How do I start teaching my 6-year-old all of this? Please start with the class yesterday. Coach, what age should we stop batting with our children? Why is this question coming up again?
Should we stop baiting our children?
Okay, baiting them. What age? Provided your child can bait themselves, please stop. Teach your children early to start baiting themselves. At age 6, by 5, you should start showing them what to do. Okay? We can't.
I help my 10 years old to brush.
10-year-old.
I hate bait and brush. Somebody said, I hate bait and brush my 10 years old.
No. Please, it's a problem, man. Your 10-year-old is too old to be baiting and brushing him. Teach him what to do. Please. Victoria, get this book, Raising the Independent Thinking Child. Get a copy. It's on Amazon if you're not in Nigeria. Go and learn how to actually teach your child to be independent. Teach your child what to do. No, it's not okay. The questions are giving me goosebumps. Parents, please join Inner Circle. Okay. How do I join the girls? Or please, we'll share with you that tomorrow. All right. Coach Etima is coming to teach. How do kids abroad join the academies? They are online. How do we pay for the books? Go to your community on WhatsApp. We have shared Coach Ebuka's details. Please follow. Okay, I can see a question. I'm not even seeing a question. I'm a grandma. I had to take my grandchildren from their parents because they neglect you're talking about. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well done. God bless you, ma. God bless you for being here. God bless you. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is a big one. Thank you so much for sharing that, ma. There's another question, Coach Ebuka. Is it wrong for my 6-year-old to share room with his sisters? Or they have a one room for themselves? Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Very good question. I tell people, except I had a case early this year of a boy. This one is even a boy whose parents share room. So they share room, they have one room, and they didn't know this boy is 9. This started when he was 8. Okay, they share room, and at night, the boy was always watching his parents have their time, have sex, and the parents were not aware. They're not aware. Very horrible case. And after some time, the more this boy kept watching, after some years, what brought the issue is that he now started practicing the thing on his sister. All right. So we've had cases where, except at this stage, you can't really afford it. It's not really working. But at 6 years, at 7, for me, it's not healthy for these children to share room. A lot happened, except you can't really afford it at that time. But as early as possible, our children need to step. You know why we are saying this? Because if your child keeps seeing the sister undress, seeing the mommy undress, when an abuser wants to do that, because their brain are already wired to seeing people undress, so undressing before people is not a problem. So an abuser can have a free access because of the way the brain have been wired to what they've seen over time. So as your children grow, I want you to trust God and do everything you can do as early as possible to be able to make sure they have separate room, according to their gender. All right, except you can't really afford it at that time. But it's something very important we need to do early.
All right. So I also want to say that if they want to share a room, please make sure that they actually separate. When this person wants to undress, this person should excuse the other person. And then you now come back and say, please excuse me, I want to wear my clothes. Let siblings not. I talked about body autonomy. Where you start body autonomy is allowing your children to own those their space. It's their body, it's private to them. Let them, let's practice it. Somebody's asking, what's your opinion about parents who play their children's hair? But I think
like Coach we say, all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. We're not talking about sin or not sin. We are talking about wisdom and foolishness. That is our core and our message here. There might not be a sin because we never want to talk about it. They say, my pastor plays. Oh, my pastor does this. It's so bad if your pastor does it. But we are talking about you. What is your family value system? And what are you trying to promote by that? Because the truth is that, that's what I'm talking about feminized boys. When you begin to teach and allow certain things, so also be ready for what follows after it. Also be ready for what follows after it. So for me, it might not be about sin or not sin, but it's about wisdom and foolishness. It's not wise for a boy to be walking, a man with the hair braided. I see parents that do that at 2, at 3, at 5, and you celebrate. Some of you here, your children's hair are braided. It's not wisdom. For me, it's a matter of wisdom. We are trying to deal with and confront an issue that is facing us in our time. Yeah. We must be wise and sensitive to know what we want and what we don't want. Choose your wise. For me, it's not wise. Let's hear what Mama has to say.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach Ebuka. And that's it. For me, because of the things that we're dealing with in these times, so that we are not also, dealing with a lot of distortion. Like I said yesterday, I was very specific when I said it yesterday. I said in clear terms, it's not about sin and righteousness. And it's not a sin. It's not a sin. It's just like when you say to your children, tattoos are sin. It's not true, really. Nose rings are sin. They are not sins, right? It's not a sin you're committing. But you're looking at the long run, the consequences of those actions, the things that, you're looking at eventually. If it's something you can manage, right? You want to actually be able to, then that's on you, and that's according to your family value. And that's why I said you must come from family values, right? You must come from family values. You must be able to manage it. And if your child is going to keep hair, then there's a lot of work for you to do to also be able to actually, do that. So if you have decided, oh, I want my child to keep their hair, like I said, it is not a thing. But you need to actually be able to also, go to war. There's something we say in the inner cycle. Parenting is hard already. So you need to choose your heart. What do you want to choose? What are choices that you want to make? Which is actually, very key. For those asking about the book pre-order, we have shared in the Sex Educate group for Coach Ebuka. You can have access to that, right? Somebody is asking, I see boys wear earring. He asked me why. I told him
makeup, bonnet.
Their answer is correct. Well, like I said, it is not about sin and righteousness. It's about, it's about actually being able to see, understand wisdom. And that's what your children want to assess. What if you have boys that plait hair in school or church? How do you teach your boys that is wrong? Again, these conversations are personal from family values. They are personal, but familiar from the foundation of the family. Please, let's take it from that angle. That's what it is, all right? And that's why I do not even encourage that you teach these things in school, all right? I usually say that you should be the first attendant. You should be the first person. In Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro Volume 2, I talked about the law of first mention. There are 10 laws to sex conversation. The law of first mention. And because Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro is evolving, we've done 3. There's nothing we've said in any of these Sex Educate that we've repeated in any of these ones. That's how fast moving the conversation is. So there are a lot of things that you might not even hear here that we didn't say in all of those ones. So you need to actually get it, going. I still bat with my 4-year-old son. Hey God, how do you is it what is the problem with this batting with children? See, on all fronts, it is wrong. Psychologically, spiritually, physically. How do you bat with your child now, guys? Where do we start this, where do we start this conversation from? Do children of same sex still need to excuse themselves before dressing? Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Again, it's not only boys that abuse girls. Girls also abuse girls. All right? Should a mother not go into the bathroom and bedroom when a fully developed 11-year-old is having a shower or dressing up? Why do you want? It's called body safety. That's where it starts. This is like this our batting together is is a thing, no, is a thing.
Maybe that's a new trend. I don't know.
It's serious normalized nonsense. Someone asked you, the husband stop batting their 2-year-old daughter. Yes, your 2-year-old daughter should start to bat herself, begin to teach you start by the time she's doing like 3, 4. They can still bat her. It's not a problem. Even your husband can bat her. But start teaching her what to do. All right. So it's not really about, oh, my husband or the wife. No, that's not what it's about. And when you are batting the 2-year-old, don't bat with him, now with her. Don't be naked now in front of the 2-year-old. Bat the 2-year-old and get away. And then take your bat yourself. Right? She said batting him, not batting. Don't bat a child that you know what a child can do for themselves. When you do it for them, you actually kill them. That's it. You actually kill them. All right? What volume of Sex Educate can I access teaching Coach Ebuka talked about? Oh, it is volume 2. Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro volume 2. I will advise. Get all the volumes. Volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. Where have you been now? All right? You should have been in Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro volume 1, 2, 3. You should have been there. All right? Okay, I can't see any more questions that is coming up. I just realized a lot of parents are ignorant because what? I have a set of twins. Okay, and I have a huge problem. We're going to end in the next 2 minutes. Going to the bathroom without them tagging along. Please, please. No, they shouldn't follow you to the bathroom. Okay? It's not flexed, like they say. Any online link for sex educate your child like the team would share, where you can get our Amazon. You can buy on Amazon. You can also buy on a seller link to get the soft copies. Please, one of the things I want to say that as we close, put yourself in the space where you get wisdom. It's very important. Let your children learn. You too learn. Let's not be ignorant. How can I get the family value guide? The team posted, right? You posted in the group. Please, it's posted in the group how you can get them. Take your time and just read through. Don't get overwhelmed. Start from somewhere. I want to urge you to just start from somewhere. Can Coach Ebuka help us with strong affirmation for boys? Buy the books. The affirmations are there.
Join the academy. Buy the books.
Boys, join the academy. The classes are there. The Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro Volume 1 to 3. Are they all in hard copy? Yes.
Yes.
All my books are in hard copies, right? Apart from the guides. All of them are in hard copies. You can get them in hard copies. See them here. You can get them on Amazon. It's also in hard copies. Please, please. See, there's so much question I'm wondering. Even 2 hours, we won't be able to get done, as it were. For 2 hours, honestly, if we continue to stay here,
as it's not enough. You have my copies, so get yours.
The truth is that it will not be done. We will not be done. So, unfortunately, we need to close, and we're going to continue tomorrow. Stay in the academy. Put yourself through the space where you learn, because there's so much to learn. Coach Ebuka, what are your last words?
Like Jochebed, who was raising Moses in the palace, you also, and that is not in a place that is not their culture. I still ask myself, how did that woman raise that boy that with all that was in the palace, he was never influenced? He still stuck with his identity, with his values, with his faith in the midst of the whole enjoyment. So when they tell you keep quiet, don't keep quiet. You are like Jochebed in this world, that in the midst of the rottenness going in the world, you are raising that savior like Moses, who will never, no matter the enjoyment of what he sees in the world, who will never deny, lose his identity, lose his faith, who said that he will rather die than enjoy the pleasures of Egypt. He knew that was not the son of Pharaoh's daughter. How did Jochebed's mother do it? That is the challenge I'm giving to you. As your sons and daughters are in the world, be like Jochebed, that will preserve, who is not careful to answer the king. He said, I'm not careful. I know that this child is a godly child. There's something about him. And as we close, there's nothing too big to pay to rescue a destiny. There's no price too heavy to pay to rescue a destiny. If you can buy a Shebi of 95,000, buy a large pizza of 25,000, do every other thing, buy wig of 100,000. Like I said, sell your wigs and buy wings for your children so that they can fly. When they fly, they cannot help you fly. Sell your wigs and buy wings for your children so that they can fly. Join the inner circle. Buy this book. Join the academy. Whatever it will cost you, there's nothing too expensive to rescue a destiny, because prevention is better than cure. Cure can never be true. Thank you so much for joining. Look forward to seeing you in the arc, where we'll continue the conversation. Thank you, my mentor, my mama, and my daddy, Coach Governor, for impacting me so much and giving me the spirit of a lion who keep fighting and pushing until the mountain of the Lord's house become exalted above all other mountains, and all nations will run to it. I honor and celebrate you, man. God bless you.
Thank you, Coach Ebuka of the Most High. Yes, this was that class you never even knew you needed, but you needed. Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro is down and is lit. Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro is our own counter agenda for whatever it is that they are putting in the world for the agenda. Getting everybody you know, getting your friends and your family, Get them to pay to come and listen, to also be part of this process. Thank you so much, Coach Ebuka, for doing this with me. I love you. I honor you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for all you do for the boys. We don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, everybody who also joined us today. And I hope that you know that the link to the sessions are straight up. People were saying we don't want you to finish. And you have not listened to Coach Yatima. And you have not listened to Coach David. Omo, just be here. And you are not even here at the last session. You will hear things at the Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro that you have never heard before. Please, again, do not feel overwhelmed. Start today. Just go and get a family value guide. If you have not started from anywhere, just start it. Create that family value guide and then start having the conversation on a daily basis with your child. Before you end this class, we will show you all the roadmaps and how you can hit that conversation immediately. You have a worksheet today also. Take it and have that conversation today, not tomorrow. And of course, by now, you agree with me that you didn't really pay anything for this class. We say it, we brag about it. When you pay to join any of our courses, you actually don't pay because we are the expectation. Somebody was asking me, what is the expectation for the Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro? And I said to the person, come without one, because we are the expectation. Whatever expectation you have when you get into our courses, or when you get into the inner circle, when you ask me what is it about, it is the expectation. There's no explanation really to what it is that we do. It's just to say that it is spirit bound, spirit led. That's the only way to actually talk about it. See you in the academy and see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Do not miss it. Don't forget to order those books for your boys. And this is really very important. Yes, we are the expectation. Expect nothing. Come with an empty slate of mind. And then we will feel the expectations that you have. And then we will also even surpass your expectation. Always. That's who we are. My name is Wendy Ologi, and I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. I am called Africa's #1 parent coach for a reason. Welcome to TIP Academy. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m.